When we think of our community, we consider the people and our physical surroundings. But there's another aspect to our neighborhoods that is vitally important to our well-being: fairness. You and I think of ourselves as being kind, generous, and inclusive citizens. But do we live in a place that is as kind, generous, and inclusive as we want to be? Did you know that out of every 100 moderate to low income renter households in East Texas, there is only an average of 25 affordable rental units available to them? This leaves many renters paying well above 30% of their income just on rent, leaving them an extremely tight budget for food, insurance, transportation, and other necessities. Now, look at the different faces of affordable housing. Single parents working more than one job, retired grandparents on fixed incomes, young school teachers and first responders raising families, persons with disabilities.
Affordable housing gives you an opportunity to try to get better or get to a better place where for you to raise your children.
Affordable housing or higher income housing, we have a need of everything in the city. And just because it's affordable housing does not mean that you're not going to get good qualified people to lease your property and maintain your property for you.
It has allowed me to live decent and have the respect for myself that I would have had I been employed and could have afforded something different.
I happened upon East Texas just about 10 years ago, August 29th, 2005, due to the Gulf Coast disaster that happened, and we named her Katrina.
I don't like to consider it affordable housing. It is great housing.
I've been involved with the housing industry for about 18 years and served as a property manager on affordable housing properties as well as standard conventional properties.
Fast forward 10 years and I've graduated from college, Kilgore College.
We're just people that's trying to have a part of the American dream like everyone else is trying to have.
I was hurt on my job and disabled, and this is what I could afford, to live in a decent place.
Well, I have 2 children and was with their dad for a while and things didn't work out. Couldn't stay with family members, so I went to a shelter. I lived there 8 months and then got on affordable housing.
Just because something goes wrong in someone's life, maybe they've had a divorce, maybe they've had a sick child. There's lots of things that make people get to the point where they need affordable housing, and it may not be anything they could have controlled.
People have a misconception about the type of consumer that would want decent affordable housing, and I'm her.
It's been my own personal experience that being involved in an affordable property is not only very highly rewarding, but greatly needed in our communities.
I'm educated. I'm a student at Laternal.
We need to have places where people can live and have the same dignity they would have had they been able to work.
So they think that we're just out there, you do what you want to do. That is not the case. We're required by law to keep my place nice, neat, clean. I'm required to be able to get along with my neighbors.
There are huge misconceptions that this type of housing is substandard housing, and I will say that that is absolutely untrue. Most affordable properties have very strict regulations on building standards. Many offer social services for tenants and really provide a sense of community. Many of the residents living in affordable housing are just like you and I. They are single parents working 2 jobs to make ends meet. Older adults on a fixed income wanting to live independently as long as possible, or persons with disabilities that need an affordable and accessible place to call home.
The cost of living is going up so high, and that'd be one less thing you have to worry about is where you're going to lay your head or where your children's at.
Most people are required to make 3 times the amount of the rent in order to lease a property. I don't know any of these elderly or handicapped people that make that kind of money.
To increase affordable housing in our area, it will take developers willing to build affordable housing, local government to work hand in hand with developers, and the community willing to include and accept affordable housing in our neighborhoods.
I hear a lot of people say people who own housing are lazy, and I don't think that's true at all, because a lot of us do work, we go to school, we take care of our children. We do what everyone else does. We're just having a little help on the side.
I pay my rent on time. I keep my unit clean. Like I say, I try to stay on top of repairs that need to be done because, like I say, it's an extension of me.
And there are lots of minimum wage jobs in the area. So those people do have to live somewhere.
These people already live and work in our community, but struggle to make ends meet because of the overwhelming need for an affordable place to call home. Studies show that, in many cases, property values increase when affordable housing is built in an area. Affordable housing must comply with the same restrictions and standards as market rate rent housing. Builders know it makes sense to use the same techniques and materials for all units. Affordable housing can help communities maintain stable populations. As a tool of economic development, it can often help to lower crime rates. Why build affordable housing? Affordable, accessible housing makes sense for any area. It puts to profitable use otherwise undeveloped properties, produces additional jobs, and raises overall spending levels. Those who build and develop affordable housing can gain local, state, and federal supports. But most of all, it's about making a neighborhood of kind, generous, and inclusive citizens who put their hands to the improvement of all human lives and the advancement of a brighter tomorrow for everyone.